Transmitting to you from Old Heart Radio.
Every wacky story has a precocious ending. Hello, you awful, semi-boiled, perhaps partially cooked hot dogs. This is another episode of Coffee and Contemplation. I am your host, Old Heart, aka Jared. I'm sitting down here drinking a cup of coffee, which you all should be too, if you're into that stuff. It's a particularly delicious roast from Batdorf from Bronson in Olympia, Washington. They also roast in Atlanta and can send either way. It's fantastic coffee. I just wanted to remind everybody, as always, that your coffee roasters are still roasting beans most likely in this time of need, so hop on the interwebs, surf on over to their website, and order yourself some coffee, and you'll find it shipped right to your door. Enjoy a little piece of luxury. What a humbling, obnoxious plug that was. Like I said, this is another episode of Coffee and Contemplation. It is perhaps your most awful podcast that you listen to regularly, if you do. Today, I'm talking a little bit about, well, not our current situation, which sometimes seems like it's, apocalyptic, but more like zombie apocalyptic. That's kind of like, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? Hold on, I'm just rambling at this point. Let me have some coffee. All right, you fucking assholes. Perked me right up. We're talking about how to survive the zombie apocalypse. The Old Heart edition. Now, none of these methods are necessarily approved. They are my particular methods that I might turn to in a time of apocalyptic zombie need. I don't know if they'll work out. Inevitably, we will have to use them because obviously George Romero was predicting the future and these zombies will rise up because hell has been full for a while. I don't know. What am I fucking saying? Anyway. First off, I wanted to bring up the CDC website because with a little salt, I think this is kind of awesome. They have a blog post titled "The Preparedness 101 Zombie Apocalypse," and on there you'll find such helpful ideas as, just to make sure you're okay. Make sure you have at least a gallon of water per person per day. Stock up on non-perishable food items. Make sure you get as much prescription and non-prescription medication stocked up as you can. Same thing with like tools and supplies like utility knives, duct tape, battery-powered radio. I mean, the battery-powered radio I wouldn't put up there with duct tape per se, but sanitation and hygiene, sort of same thing. Make sure you kind of get like bleach, soap, towels, those kind of things. Bleach especially if you can, because clothing and bedding. Obviously, clothing. I would say like bedding. Maybe make sure you snag some pillows. Maybe like a really easy roll-up mat for sleeping on. And obviously first aid supplies. But why stop there? Why not make sure you, go big? Like if it's me, just like a side note, if it's me, one of the first things I'm looking for is like, what's the closest store to me that has food, hygiene, in terms of just like items, like hygienic items, food, like cleaning supplies, perhaps weapons of sorts, as well as just general like things like maybe like some fishing supplies, stuff like that. Like that's what I'd really be looking for. Like there's this back in my hometown. There's a store called Buy Mart. Buy Mart was like a perfect example because it had like food. I mean, it had like a lot of like non-perishable foods. It had a bunch of non-perishable foods. It had a lot of like hunting supplies and fishing supplies. So you could go there and stock up on some ammo. You can go get a baseball bat. You can get your fishing rod and some line, and some fucking hooks and shit, and like some stuff to like keep you fed. Hopefully later on, you could also get like camping gear. That's a big thing. Like make sure you run and get like if you don't already have it. I obviously would suggest perhaps having it. One of the things I love about my girlfriend, amongst a lot of shit. One of the things I really like about her is that she loves the outdoors. We've been like getting camping gear. We've been like kind of slowly stocking up on camping gear, which is great because whenever inevitably something like this goes down, bug off, man. Bug off into the fucking woods if you can. That's what I would fucking do. But first, stock up. So the CDC's right, kind of like make sure you have some basic necessities. The funny thing is, like doomsday preppers, yeah, like we're like they're on it. Oh shit! Shoutouts to obviously Avi, our new co-host on Old Heart Radio. Avi, he submitted this topic request. Shoutouts to all you hot dogs listening. Shoutouts to my co-host Casserole, my homies L, always. All you fucking people, all you hot dogs, you dirty rotten hot dogs. So yeah, like the CDC had like they had some good ideas there. They also mentioned like things like planning your evacuation route, so you know where to head, where you're gonna meet up with your friend, with your family, your friends, your group, whatever. If you get separated, like where's the next location you all meet up, which I agree with. That's great. Always have a backup plan in that way. Identify your emergency contacts. If shit's really going down, like if all of a sudden the zombie apocalypse breaks out, I'm not gonna be like reliant on the fucking police to watch my ass. Like I'm not gonna be like calling 911 when I see a zombie cross the street attacking the neighbor. No, fuck no. No. Like as soon as the zombie apocalypse hits, you take matters into your own hand, you fucking hot dogs. Like you do what you gotta. You survive. But if you're surviving with others, it's good to like make plans and like I said, plan like some places to locate, some locations to meet up if you get split up. You know what I mean? And divide them up like A, B, and C. Everybody knows that you go to A first, you go to B second, you go to C third, whatever. I don't know. Another good like spot that I always thought about, like if so, like a zombie apocalypse breaks out and like. I'm really hoping, fingers crossed here, that when the zombie apocalypse does break out, it's gonna be slow moving zombies. All right, I can go for either or in cinema, slow moving or fast moving, because like the thrill is still there. But in real life, definitely prefer slow moving zombies. Why? Because you could definitely outrun them. That's if you are in decent enough shape. So it's good, and I think Zombieland kind of did this interesting, like made an interesting point of it. Keep up on your cardio. Right? We all know that. But another spot that I thought would always be good to try and like get to, especially if you're going to survive the zombie apocalypse with a group, like a group of 5 or more. Go fucking bum rush the closest Costco and shut those big metal doors that they have on the front, lock them up, and then just like get to work fucking moving shit around and like blocking off the entrances and gathering supplies and getting yourself an evacuation route out of that place just in case, right? But Costco would be great. If you could secure, if you and your homies could secure a fucking Costco in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, you're set. You are fucking set. Like so much facility there. You know what I mean? And they have like these giant, there's like, forklifts in there. There's fucking medical supplies in there. There's everything. And as we know, in an overabundance or in bulk, as they say, or, wholesale. Anyway, so that would be my preferred method. Like you and your friends, and like the like it sounds fun, right? It sounds fun. You gather up your friends and your your close homies, and you're like, hey, let's all arm up as best as we can and go run at that Costco. Why? Because there's some zombies behind us trying to eat our fucking brains. So you go run up, lock it down, have a good time. It's adventures, all adventures, right? So I mean, ideally, that's probably what I would do. Realistically, though, like I said, you got to make some plans with like the people you're closest to. You got to keep yourself like supplied with a little bit. Like we've joked about this around our house about making bug out bags. Shout out to Mojo Jojo, our homie. That are always like on the ready. Like if something happens, like that giant. Doesn't even have to be zombies. Like that giant fucking earthquake tsunami shit that they were talking about. I can't even remember off the top of my head. But they were talking about this a while ago. We're expecting a big natural disaster up here in the Pacific Northwest. And basically, like, get yourself a fucking bug out bag set aside so if you start seeing that shit rumble, you just grab your bag, you throw it in the car, and you fucking start driving. You drive as far away from that shit as you can. Or you just keep it in your bag already. It's good to keep first aid kits already in like your whatever you're gonna travel with. If you want to keep like a hiking bag, kind of packed with some things like some fucking socks, some cleaning supplies, some first aid, some basic like non-perishables, and make sure it's not too heavy. Obviously, so you can add water and stuff to that and your whatever else like camping gear you want. Like set that shit aside just in case something happens. Like I said, it doesn't even have to be the zombie apocalypse, but it's good because if the zombie apocalypse does happen and you don't fucking get to that Costco and you and your homies don't secure the fucking Costco and you don't get to that buy mart and secure the buy mart or pillage it or whatever, get the fuck out to the woods. Get what you can in terms of survival stuff, like knives, first aid stuff, food, whatever you can, and bug out into the furthest part of the woods that you can. Closest to a water source as you can, and all that shit, and just try and survive it out. That's my fucking idea. Either way, who knows, man? We're dealing with COVID. Cyrus, aka COVID-19, aka Cyrus the virus, aka fuck, which isn't the zombie apocalypse, but this episode of Coffee and Contemplation was about, technically, surviving the zombie apocalypse. So, hope you're out there doing well in the middle of this crisis, this virus crisis, staying safe, washing your paws, all that shit, being you as best as you can. But in the meantime, go on Instagram and find us at Old Heart Radio, and at Old Heart Radio, or at Old Heart in space on Twitter. And use your brains for good every day, because ripening up that coconut is the best thing you can do, especially in times like this. And keep your stick on the ice.